What's up, guys? It's Pac-Man Does MTG here with another Magic the Gathering deck tech. I know it's been a long while, but this is my updated version on a new green-white Centaur deck that I just recently made, and it is very good. Much better than my first green-white Centaur deck I posted on the channel. Good mile. About years back. But let's just get right into this deck because it's been a while and I'm ready to talk to this about you. So we've got for our land base, we have 24 lands in the deck, but we have 4 of the Temples of Plenty, which they enter the battlefield tapped, but they give us an opportunity to scry and they add a green or a white to your mana pool. Of course, we're going to need that because of course, we're going to need those dual lands, and the scry is also very helpful. So we have 2 of those, or 4 of those, I'm sorry. 4 of those. Then we get into our basic lands in the deck. We have basic land. We have just 9 of the basic planes because in this deck there's a lot less planes than there is forest, of course, because it's centaurs. But we have 9 of the basic planes, and then 11 of the basic forest. So altogether we have 24 lands in the deck. Now let's get to the main attraction of the deck, our centaurs and our creatures. It's a centaur with a splash of satyrs in it, but mainly it's centaurs. So for our first cards, we have our 2 drops. We have 3 of the Swordwise Centaurs. That is 2 green for a 3/2 centaur. There's nothing ability-wise on them, but they are good for a 2 drop for 3/2. That's actually not bad at all. So we have 3 of those. Then we have a playset of the Satyr Grovedancers. They are 1/1s that when they enter the battlefield, you can give a +1/+1 counter on another target creature. These will help with boosting up our centaurs, maybe even playing them on turn 2 just to have something out for a 2/2. So these are actually also very helpful in our deck for obvious reasons. Then we have one of the Setessan Oathsworns. These are actually a very good satyr as well. It's a 1/1 that is for 2 green and 1. You get Heroic, which is whenever this is casted, whenever a spell is cast that targets this, we get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on him. So we get to make him pretty big as well as whatever spell we cast to give him. So this guy will get pretty decently big for 3 mana, 2 green and 1. Now we get into our next 3 drops. We have 2 of the Lagonna-Band Elders, 3/2 Centaur for 1 white and 2. Whenever he enters the battlefield, if you control an enchantment, you can gain 3 life. So that's a good card to have for the gain life. We have 2 of the Nessian Coursers. The only reason these guys are in here is because it's a 1 green and 2 for a 3/3 Centaur. That's not bad at all. You got your Centaurs out, 1 green, 2 colorless, 3 mana for 3/3 is, of course, not that bad. We have 2 of the Chronicler of Heroes. These are great. 1 green, 1 white, and 1 colorless. For whenever they enter the battlefield, if you control a creature with a +1/+1, you can draw a card, and it's a 3/3 as well. We're going to have a lot of +1/+1 creatures, so that's a good thing to have. We have 2 of the Centaur Healers. 1 green, 1 white, and 1 colorless. When they enter the battlefield, you gain 3 life regardless, and they're a 3/3 as well. So this is our answer towards maybe a Lagonna-Band Elder not being able to be played unless we have our enchantments out for gaining 3 life. This will just gain us 3 life no matter what. So we have 2 of these. These are needed, in my opinion, for a Centaur deck. We have 2 of the Pheres-Band Warchiefs. 1 green and 3. We have a Vigilance Trample 3/3 that gives other Centaur creatures we control a +1/+1 and Vigilance and Trample as well. So this will boost up all of our Centaurs on the battlefield and give them Vigilance and give them Trample, just making them pretty much insane powerful because you get to block with them after attacking, so it's perfect. And then we have 2 of the biggest creatures we have are the Pheres-Band Thunderhoofs. These are 1 green and 4 for a 3/4 that whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you get to put 2 +1/+1s on it. So this will be getting huge counters, with Vigilance and Trample added on. It'll be a great card to have with our Pheres-Band Warchiefs. Now we get into our enchantments of the deck. Our enchantments are 2 of the Forced Adaptations. They're 1 green. You get to enchant a creature, and at the beginning of each turn, at the beginning of each upkeep, you get to put a +1/+1 on that creature. So it's just going to give your creatures super boost, mainly on your centaurs, it'll boost them up to where they're going to be able to just vigilance and trample right over the creatures. So that's in there. We also have 2 of the pacifisms, because who doesn't like making creatures absolutely useless on their opponent's side of the field? Enchant a creature, the enchanted creature can't attack or block for 1 white and 1. It's perfect. We also have 2 of the arrest, because why not make them even more useless? Because 1 white and 2, you get the same thing. Enchant a creature, enchanted creature can't attack or block, but its activated abilities also cannot be activated. So this just makes them really useless. Perfect. And then we have more creature useless stuff for Banishing Lights. 1 white and 2. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent that the opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. So you get to exile. Perfect. Now we get into our instance, and we're almost done with this deck already. I actually kind of did a speed run on it. But our instance, we have 2 Gods Willing. 1 white, we get to give a creature protection from the color of our choice until end of turn, and then get to scry 1. So we get a scry, and we get to protect one of our creatures until the end of the turn from a color. We have 2 of the Savage Surge. 1 green and 1, we get to give a creature +2/+2 until end of turn, and then untap that creature. So this gives our creatures a little bit of a boost. These will be mainly used on our Setessan over the one Satyr, I can't remember its name, and then the Pheres-Band Thunderhoofs, which will be able to give our creatures +1/+1s when targeted. So these will be used to mainly boost our +1/+1 heroic creatures. So those are useful. Same goes with these 2 cards. Dauntless Onslaughts. 2 of these, 1 white and 2. We get to give 2 creatures +2/+2 until end of turn. They don't get to untap, but we get to have 2 creatures targeted, so we can heroic up some stuff with these and give them a boost until the end of the turn. So it's perfect. 2 Dauntless Onslaughts. And then our last 2 cards in the deck are 2 of the Solemn Offerings. For 1 white and 2, we get to destroy target artifact or enchantment and gain 4. So that is my new and improved green-white Centaur deck. And honestly, I feel like it runs much smoother than my old green-white Centaur deck I have posted on this channel. Honestly, the old one was good too. It had Coursers of Crewfix in it, but that was only 1 card I have, and I only have 1 Courser, so I didn't, change it up much. But yeah, this is definitely a much better Selesnya Centaur deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. It doesn't bother me. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching nonetheless, and thank you for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next video.